Hold on tight, thrill seekers. You've just entered a world where the action never stops, where high-speed pursuits, shocking twists, and mind-blowing moments take over your screen. If you're craving that heart-racing, edge-of-your-seat excitement, you've found your home. Strap in. The wildest, most adrenaline-pumping moments are about to begin. On May 4th, during an undercover drug operation at a gas station in Houston, two officers from the Houston Police Department, J. Sally and M. McMary, approached a vehicle exhibiting suspicious behavior, driven by a 23-year-old man.
He's looking down a little.
When the officers asked the driver to step out for further inspection, the situation unexpectedly escalated, prompting a quick response to ensure public safety.
Beamer! Get him in the back of my truck! No! Tourniquet! We need a tourniquet now!
I've been hit.
Jared! I got it. Put your hands.
I've been hit! I've been hit!
Thanks to their coordinated and calm approach, the officers managed the situation and restored order in a short time. Officer Sally, who was injured during the incident, was taken to Memorial Hermann Southeast Hospital and is now in stable recovery. Both officers, who have been with HPD since 2012, have been commended for their professionalism and composed handling of a potentially dangerous situation.
What's up, bro? Hey, how we doing? You in park? Is this your truck? How long you been having it? All right. Partner, are you good? God damn. Where are you hit? He's down. He's down.
Beamer!
Hey, hey.
Hey, don't move.
We need a tourniquet now.
I've been hit.
Jared.
The driver was later transported to a medical facility for evaluation and is currently in custody, assisting with the ongoing investigation. In September 2021, in West Melbourne, Florida, what unfolded was one of the most intense and chaotic firefights in recent history. "I got babies. Well, you got a dog too, help," was heard. 3 people were in the car. 2 of them got out calmly and complied without any issues, but there was 1 passenger left in the vehicle. Like a flash, a bullet struck Sheriff Potter in the leg. His accomplices fled, and the police immediately opened fire, unloading an entire clip into the gunman without hesitation. The suspect ambushed the officer with the butt of his rifle, but the deputy didn't hesitate. He emptied all 16 rounds in just a matter of seconds. The threat was neutralized, and the suspect wouldn't live to see another day. Thankfully, the infant was unharmed, and though injured, Deputy Potter survived the attack. The suspect, Wilder, had a criminal record with 23 felony arrests, 17 misdemeanors, and an active warrant at the time. But this time, there would be no second chances. On March 18th, 2024, while operating a stationary radar on Route 441, officers noticed a white Dodge Challenger speeding southbound near the 13,500 block. The initial estimate indicated the vehicle was traveling at 94 miles per hour in a 65 miles per hour zone. Without hesitation, officers immediately began pursuing the vehicle. determined to put an end to this reckless behavior. Activating their emergency lights and sirens, police signaled for the vehicle to pull over, but the driver ignored the signals, setting off a high-stakes pursuit. The white 2022 Dodge Challenger, with New Mexico license plate 370 XBA, sped through a red light at the Northwest 77th Street intersection before turning west. The driver's reckless speed, combined with reduced visibility at night, made it increasingly likely that control would be lost, creating a serious threat to both lives and property along West Highway 326. The driver continued to disregard stop signs, making the pursuit even more dangerous. The threat escalated as the vehicle tore through major roads without slowing down. At the County Road 484 exit, Lieutenant Thorson deployed a stop stick, puncturing the driver's side rear tire and reducing the suspect control. Officers then swiftly executed a pit maneuver, causing the vehicle to abruptly brake, spin out of control, and crash through a fence across the field. K-9 Vice Donnelly delivered the decisive blow, executing a flawless pit maneuver that completely disabled the vehicle. The driver, Kamari Stokes, born in 2003, and the passenger, Brandell Crossley, were subdued shortly afterward. A field search uncovered a Ziploc bag wedged between the driver's seat and the dashboard, containing green leafy material that tested positive for marijuana. Observing the suspect's reaction to the K-9 was telling. As soon as officers released the K-9 from the vehicle, Stokes' arms stretched out and his eyes widened. To say that he merely respected the K-9 would be an understatement. It was more like sheer terror. Upon verification, it was discovered that Stokes didn't have a valid driver's license, and it had previously been suspended. Charges were immediately filed for evasion, driving without a license, and speeding. After undergoing a medical evaluation at Advent Health, Stokes was transported to the Marion County Jail to face legal consequences. This incident serves as a stark reminder. Reckless actions don't just endanger the person behind the wheel, but also threaten public safety and carry severe legal consequences. On July 27, 2022, at approximately 5:25 p.m., the Lono County Sheriff's Office in Arkansas received a report about a stolen dump truck wreaking havoc in the area. The driver, 29-year-old Trevor Strickland, had no intention of stopping when officers eventually tracked him down. While keeping up with the truck was not a challenge, bringing it to a halt proved to be a different story. The police were hopeful that spike strips would help. One officer positioned himself ahead of the chase, preparing to deploy the spikes. Imagine yourself in that officer's position. What would have been going through your mind as the truck raced toward you?
Eastbound 230, 294. Eastbound 294.
Another officer called in, informing the team that he would try to block the road with his cruiser. It seems likely that Trevor had spent a good amount of time playing GTA, considering how he plowed through the roadblock as if it were a scene from a video game.
A1, all units, take him out.
He just total out 58 unit.
Hey, you guys, when I get an opportunity, I'm going to try to shoot his motor out with a shotgun, so just be prepared.
Disabling the truck's engine wasn't as straightforward as it might seem. The officer had to first maneuver his vehicle next to the massive truck. Then, he had to shoot from the window with his shotgun while avoiding a crash. Heat echoed through the radio as the officer fired his shots. After the officer took 3 shots at the truck's engine, it began to slow down. The truck's speed dropped enough that the police could continue on foot, bringing this dangerous pursuit to a halt and ultimately apprehending the suspect. In the end, Trevor was arrested and charged with multiple felonies. His deliberate ram into the police cruiser led to serious capital charges. If convicted, he faced the possibility of a life sentence. Luckily for Trevor, his lawyer secured a favorable plea deal. He was sentenced to 180 months in prison, had his license revoked for 5 years, and was fined $485. However, that fine hardly made a dent in the significant damage he caused. On January 27th of 2024, officers from the LRA Police Department responded to a report from a woman claiming that her friend was being threatened by a man named Juan Valdez, who was 40 years old.
Why are you guys running from John?
Psychotic. He needs help.
Here, come back here.
He tried to kill me last night.
Here, come back here. Let's talk to this guy. Hey, does John have any weapons right now?
Well, yeah, there's probably knives and stuff in the house.
John carry a gun? Hey, John. What's going on right now?
He will fight back. Careful.
Hey, Tino, stop that car if he takes off.
We have one taken off. 20 is going to be 8, David, William, 589, cold color these offers.
We're heading
Street name?
we're heading south on Jasper, back to Shadywood. Slow traffic, we're doing about 30.
Copy, southbound Jasper.
While officers were initially called to the home, one of them aimed a weapon at the suspect, and another officer ordered him to turn off the car. One then fled the scene.
Turn the car off now!
I'm gonna get your 40.
3.13, CMC wants to know what the want is.
Hey, where's your 40, dude?
We're trying to figure it out right now.
Turn your car off. Turn your car off.
I'll be back in front of the mill and cooperative.
Boy 13, we're taking off again. We're going westbound on Shadywood.
Copy, westbound Shadywood.
Northbound Havenwood.
That you tried to show some last night. And then we're going to be going westbound Castlewood, 815. Copy, westbound Castlewood. Northbound Rosewood, 15 miles an hour, no pedestrian traffic. On Rock. And he's going the wrong way for a second here. Copy, westbound Rock, and we have We're going to be on southbound 5 on-ramp from Rough Road.
After Juan entered Interstate 5, one of the tires on his vehicle blew out. He immediately jumped out of the car and grabbed onto the door of another vehicle.
Across towards the meeting, trying to carjack somebody.
I copy. He's booked in a lane and there's units covering one city of
He's trying to carjack a victim vehicle, holding on.
Clinging to it as it sped away. The officer shouted a warning for Juan to stop or risk being shot. He then fired 2 shots, causing Juan to fall to the ground, at which point he was apprehended.
Move! Don't move! Bro, why'd you shoot me? Move forward!
Juan was transported to a hospital, where he was treated and later released. He was subsequently booked into San Juan County Jail, facing several felony charges, including carjacking, false imprisonment, evasion, resisting arrest, and committing a felony while on parole for a previous conviction. It all began on the morning of March 6, 2024, at approximately 8 a.m., when Thurston County Sheriff's deputies pulled over a vehicle on Rich Road Southeast. What started as a routine traffic stop quickly spiraled into something much more intense. The passenger quickly exited the car, and that's when the driver, 29-year-old, pulled a fast one, giving a false name to the deputies. But the officers weren't fooled. Sensing something wasn't right, they established reasonable suspicion of DUI and, without hesitation, initiated a pursuit. And just like that, the chase was on. The driver didn't waste any time, taking off down the trail, quickly heading toward Lacey Boulevard, pushing the car to 50 mph on the trail. The suspect wasn't slowing down. As the chase went on, they passed mile marker 4.5, with the driver making a sharp turn and heading northbound. The deputies followed, not giving up, as the suspect swerved over ramps and went over an overpass, then continued towards I-5. The suspect was now in unfamiliar territory, speeding over Olympia, pushing through the overpass, and making a run for it. At this point, it was clear this driver wasn't planning on stopping anytime soon. The chase reached a new high as the driver's car hit 59 miles per hour, continuing to weave between traffic. As they passed over Martin's west marker 5.5 on the trail, the driver's actions became even more erratic. The speed was reduced to 20 miles per hour, but still, the chase raged on. The suspect didn't give up, narrowly avoiding dog walkers as they made their way north on the trail. It was a race against time. The suspect continued to defy all odds, hitting cones placed in the middle of the trail to block cars. It didn't stop him. Deputies called for a pit maneuver, and Officer 36 took the lead. The officers seized the opportunity and executed a perfect pit maneuver. As a result, the suspect's car was successfully spun out of control. But even then, the chase wasn't over. The suspect reversed, desperate to keep moving, but the officers weren't backing down. Through every twist and turn, the chase kept going, with the suspect stubbornly pushing through, trying to escape. But in the end, justice prevailed. The driver, exhausted and out of options, was finally arrested. Bad things will not be blessed by God, one officer remarked, a fitting end to a chase that saw nothing but reckless behavior from the suspect. With the suspect's hands raised, the pursuit came to an end. On June 20th, 2019, around 12:10 p.m., Arkansas State Police launched a high-priority pursuit after spotting a blue sedan driving recklessly on a major interstate near the Little Rock/North Little Rock area, likely I-40 or I-30 based on later highway signs. When the troopers tried to approach, the driver sped off, triggering a high-speed chase. Just moments into the pursuit, the driver started swerving dangerously onto the left shoulder to pass other vehicles.
I'm about to get out of this pursuit. I got 2 times. Man, I almost lost control. 56, pick up. We just down 67.
More body panels were torn off as the sedan scraped along the shoulder and wildly swerved near exit 13. The driver lost control while hugging the median at high speed, slamming into the concrete barrier. The car spun out and came to a halt, essentially performing a self-inflicted pit maneuver at 135 miles per hour. ASP troopers quickly got out of their vehicles, drew their weapons, and safely detained the occupants. This chase illustrates the extreme dangers of fleeing from the police and the risks it poses to everyone on the road. It also highlights the swift and professional response of ASP in bringing the pursuit to an end without injuries.